بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today we will talk inshallah about the things that, or the conditions that must be there, must be present in a person so that fasting would be obligatory upon him. Without these conditions, fasting is not acceptable, or fasting is not a must. It can be acceptable, but it is not a must. These things are, if we want to shortlist them, are as follows: Islam, puberty, to reach the age of puberty, to be in a sound mind, to be able of fasting, to be settled or a residency that is, and to have nothing to prevent you from fasting. And we will go into details, inshallah, of these things. To go back to the first condition, you have to be a Muslim so that fasting is obliged on you, so that fasting is obligatory to you. Okay, if you're not a Muslim, it is not accepted from you to fast. If you're not a Muslim, it is not accepted at the sight of Allah for you to fast. And even if you fast, you will not be rewarded for that. Because Islam is the main condition for any good deeds to be accepted at the sight of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah Almighty says in the Holy Quran, what translates to, we shall turn to whatever deeds they did, the disbelievers, the polytheists, we shall turn to whatever deeds they did, and we shall make such deeds as scattered floating particles of dust. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not accept the good deeds of the non-believers, the polytheists, the non-Muslims. All who are non-Muslims are considered to be non-believers or disbelievers, because they have their own revelation, which was abrogated, which was followed by another revelation, which was finally followed by the final revelation, which is Islam. So if they do not accept Islam, all their good deeds at the sight of Allah would not be accepted. So if someone wants to fast, if a non-Muslim wants to fast, nobody is going to stop him. Yet it is not accepted at the sight of Allah because he is not a Muslim. And this is something we have to be careful about. There are non-Muslims that are good people. They are kind. They are generous. They are honest. They are full of good attributes. And this is great. We love them. We like them. We enjoy talking to them. But they're not Muslims. So at the sight of Allah, they are not accepted, because they have the final revelation where Allah Azza wa Jal has instructed them to follow, and they did not do so. So it is not accepted from them. Their goodness would not do them any good at the sight of Allah. Their kindness, their generosity, Allah Almighty is giving them all the health, all the money, everything they need in this world in reward for the good deeds they've done in this world. But at the day of judgment, they will be punished for not believing, for not following the book of Allah, for not believing the word of Allah, which is the Quran. So we don't have any grudges. We don't have any bad feeling about non-Muslims who are kind. And this is something we have to be really careful about. Some Muslims would say, you have to show your enmity. You have to curse them. You have to beat them. And these people are not scholars. They don't have the knowledge that allows them to do so. No, this is not us. This is not Islam. The Prophet ﷺ had a Jew servant. The Prophet ﷺ used to dine at Jews' houses whenever they invite him. This is Islam. Islam does not tell me to face a non-Muslim, a Christian, and just give him a big grudge in his face, and when he says hi, I would not answer him back. No, it tells you to be yourself. Be normal. Be kind to people. If you smile to people, you are awarded. This is a good deed at the side of Allah. The Prophet tells us to do so. So this is a whole different story. We live together. We talk. We invite them. We want all the good for them. That is why we call them to Islam. If I didn't like this guy, if I didn't want goodness for him, I would have neglected him. He's a non-Muslim. The hell with him. I wouldn't care. No, I do care. I do care. That is why I go out of my way to try and please him, to try and be nice and kind, give him gifts, inviting him to my house, as Sheikh Ahmad Didat says, give him some sambusa, give him something, from our culture, just to be friend with him. This is Islam. It doesn't tell you to just keep on fighting and hitting and swearing. No, this is not Islam. Nevertheless, although we treat them nice, but inside we feel sorry for them. Because if they die this way, they'll end up at a place where Allah Azza wa Jal does not prepare it for those who please Him. He prepares it only for those who displease Allah Azza wa Jal. So the first condition, that they should be Muslims. Once I had an email from a lady, a Christian lady from the States, and she was asking me a question. It was quite strange, because it sounded as if she's asking my permission. And who am I to give permissions to people? She said, "Oh, scholar, can you please permit me to fast the holy month with Ramadan? I think Islam is a nice religion, and I see people here in LA, in Los Angeles, they fast, so I'd like to take the chance and fast Ramadan with them." So I answered back, telling her that if you want to do that, do it, but it's not like your California gigs or fashion, or it's something that, hey, that's cool, it's nice to fast Ramadan. Man, I fasted Ramadan, a whole Ramadan, and I wasn't a Muslim. It's nice. No, it's not like this. At the side of Allah, it's not accepted. It's not a hairdress you change when you go to a party at night. It's not a dress you wear. It's a religion. It's a way of life. It's feeling humble and feeling close to Allah by performing this form of worship. So one should be really careful when tackling these things with the non-Muslims. Try to explain to them, we want all the good for you. We want all the best for you. We want you to become our brothers. We want you to accompany us if Allah gives us a chance and allows us to enter paradise. We want to see you there. We want all to be there. There are other conditions, but I think this is all the time we have, and I think this would bring a lot of questions to the audience. So does anybody have any question?
I'm 12 years old. Do I have to fast?
You're 12 years old. I wish I was 12 years old. That's a long time ago. Do you have to fast? See, one of the conditions of fasting is that a person must reach the age of puberty. And to reach the age of puberty, what is the age of puberty? In the West, they say that you cannot get married, you cannot be accounted for what you do unless you're 18 years old. So you're a juvenile if you're below 18 years old. So you can kill, you can rape, you can steal, and man, you're on the safe side. It's okay. You do whatever you want to do. You're okay. You're below the legal age. In Islam, it's different. We don't have law in the meaning or in the sense that you can escape. We have something between you and Allah. It's a relation between you and the Almighty. So, for you to fast, you have to reach the age of puberty. If you're 12 years old, then this is one of the things that you have to tackle. Okay, let me go back again. How do I know if this person has reached the age of puberty? There are 3 signs, one of which is enough.